Let's go to file item 82, AB2. The clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 2 by Assemblymember Alejo and others, an act relating to economic development.
Assemblymember Alejo, you may open.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members. I have before you today AB2, which will allow certain blighted areas of California to create a new entity called the Community Revitalization Investment Authority, or CREA, to work towards tackling issues facing our state's most disadvantaged communities. In 2011, the state dissolved its redevelopment agencies, driven primarily by the cost of redevelopment to the state's general fund. But the needs of struggling communities did not go away. AB2 will work to change this by investing property tax increments of consenting local agencies other than schools to improving our local communities. This will grow jobs, reduce crime, repair deteriorating and inadequate infrastructure, clean up brownfield sites, and promote affordable housing. The bill requires 25% of the funds to be set aside for affordable housing as well, and will help keep and rebuild impoverished communities across the state. If we don't fix our existing neighborhoods, then cities will sprawl outward, worsening costly problems like traffic and greenhouse gases. And we all know that real smart starts with making the most of what you already have. I have already worked tirelessly on this concept for the last 3 years, and although the governor did not sign AB 2280 last year, I'm optimistic that he will sign AB 2 this year, given the technical changes we have made. This bill has received bipartisan support in the Assembly Housing and Community Development Committee, local government, and appropriations committees. This year, we will have also made this bill a priority bill for the Latino Legislative Caucus because it benefits, but the benefits it offers to the most disadvantaged communities. I respectfully ask for an aye vote.
Assemblymember Cristina Garcia.
Mr. Speaker, members, I rise as the co-author of AB 2. AB 2 will allow specified disadvantaged areas of California to create a new entity. This bill will help disadvantaged communities like the cities that I represent. My cities receive less than 7 cents per dollar on property taxes collected, which is why redevelopment was so critical to clean up brownfields and to promote affordable housing in my district. AB 2 is a sensible measure that will once again allow communities across the state to invest in themselves. However, in contrast to former redevelopment, AB 2 has a number of safeguards to ensure that community is truly benefiting from the program. The bill requires that a revitalization entity provides detailed plans at the outset and allows residents to reject the proposal by vote of the people. In addition, 2 community members will get to sit on the board, and those affected can dissolve the agency if it is not working in their favor. I respectfully ask for an aye vote.
Mr. Mullen.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, I rise in strong support of AB 2. This is the third time the author has presented a bill on this issue. For the third time, I'm pleased to co-author. I believed at the time and still believe it was an egregious error to eliminate redevelopment agencies during a recession. At the time, I was the mayor of the city of South San Francisco and was disappointed that the state was considering eliminating the only statewide economic development and affordable housing tool that we had at our disposal. However, what's done is done. So today, as policymakers, we need to figure out how to maintain the current economic rebound and create new tools to address future slowdowns. AB 2 is such a tool. AB 2 takes the best of the old redevelopment approach and eliminates those provisions that didn't work so well. I applaud the author for his efforts, and I'm happy to co-author and urge all to support AB 2.
Assemblymember Eduardo Garcia.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And members, I too rise as a joint author to AB 2 and keep my message simple. As legislators of this great state, we need to ensure that our local governments are well equipped with the tools they need to be able to overcome economic barriers and help improve the lives of Californians. That's why I respectfully ask for your ayes vote.
Seeing and hearing no further debate, Mr. Alejo, you may close.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, when all our council members came just a few days ago for the League of Cities, your council members came and approached you with the list of important bills that would really help address the issues most pressing to our local cities, our local governments. And number one on that list was this bill, AB 2. And we often talk about a lot of issues, but if we're serious about addressing crime in our neighborhoods, this is a tool to do it. If you're serious about attracting jobs and keeping local resources to help grow and expand businesses that are already in your communities or attract new ones, this is a tool to do it. If we're serious about addressing the income inequality gap in California, to address the most vulnerable in our state, this is a tool to do that. And if you're also serious about bringing affordable housing for your local workforce, this is a tool for your cities to do it. 2 things. This bill includes things that weren't in previous redevelopment. It has the most accountability measures ever for a tool of its kind. and we worked on with the governor and the stakeholders to ensure that. And then lastly, this bill keeps true to the original intent of redevelopment law, which is to help those communities most in need, to help communities with high crime, high poverty, and high unemployment. We can make this bill become law this year. With your support, I respectfully ask for an aye vote.
The clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. The clerk will close the roll and tally the votes. The ayes 63, noes 12. Measure passes.